so strange to be sat here in Gloucestershire when realistically there's big events going on 2 hours down the road. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, it's why not just sit and watch it with everyone else? And that's the plan for today. The plan is there's no real set, sort of idea for today. It's we're simply just gonna watch along with you, get the instant feedback that we can't normally get if we're at the game. Obviously, if people, I will put the link in the comments. It's not just going to be me, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just point that out. We are going to be joined with obviously Connor, and then we're going to have guests floating in and out for both this game and the following game. Dylan will be floating around. He's currently in London. Last time I saw him, he was at Shepherd's Bush, but he's still very much intent on actually coming into the game. I'm very much waiting for Connor, but I wanted to go live now because they're currently doing the interviews, overall their pre-recorded interviews with both Portsmouth and Loughborough. I don't have a clue about this game. I don't have a clue about the Prem game either. But if you looked at our predictions yesterday, me and Connor have gone for Loughborough. Dylan has once again gone for Portsmouth. And when the predictions look like that, when it looks like me and Connor and SJ picking someone else, and Dylan picks Portsmouth, that normally works out very well for Portsmouth. So, betting odds maybe favour Portsmouth now, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. And in the Prem, obviously, I have bucked the trend, and I've had a speaking to from the Bullets as I would very much have expected, because I've picked Nottingham Gold to take the crown today. Again, I'm happy to be here. I didn't fancy a 2.5 hour drive to stand in the cold and watch it with basically no one that I know. Whereas here, I can watch it with people that I know. I can interact with the comments. But once again, this is going to be very, very informal. There's no real set agenda apart from reacting to what's going on in Nottingham. It looks like they're about to kick it off now. Connor, hurry up. We should be joined by I believe Coach Rains is due to come on. Going to have some people from the Killer Bees ready to sort of promote their game. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen, it's the national anthem. It is the national anthem. Let's it is mad. In before the comments when some I think people made the exact same James and John, I'm putting the link in the comments now, but it's also on our page itself, or you can go to Bucks TV, and it is on Bucks TV. It'll be the first thing that pops up because it is live now. 5 YT 13 VB. That should be the link. That's the link that I'm watching it on, James. But do come on now. The refs are just going over. On YouTube. It's not on YouTube, John. No, it's on Bucks TV. It's on Bucks TV. If you just put in bucks.tv, it should be perfect. It should be all working for you as it is to the right of my screen. I'd love to be able to show it, but it's Bucks. Like the thing is, like when it comes to production value of these big events, there's literally no topping it. Like, we're still very much fledgling in our streaming sort of career. We're never going to get to we're going to get to this level like in a year's time. So God bless them for doing such a fantastic job. Coach Rains in the comments there. I know that Coach Rains isn't going to pick anyone, but I will. it's really interesting because they've got Bo on, who's the on commentary, who's the head coach of Leeds. Very, very interesting. Love a bit of Leeds. Love a bit of Leeds. I might see if Leeds will come on as well. I'm just going to basically, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to come on, come on. I'll send you the link. I'll DM you. I'll DM you the link. It's as simple as that. But it all depends on who haven't we annoyed? Who's going to come on? I'm gonna keep putting the link in the chat just to keep it all going. I honestly don't have a clue. Loughborough are very solid, basically all round. Um, yeah, they're basically solid all round. So there's no reason why you'd pick against them. The Portsmouth, there's just something going on in Portsmouth. I've got a Portsmouth Destroyers jersey in the wardrobe, just to my left. I'm tempted to put it on. I've been told that I'm to burn my Bullets shirt because I'm a traitor. I'm a traitor to the cause for picking the gold. But that is still the case. Coach, how are you on Championship Tuesday?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah.
I'm sure. I was going to say, I'm sure you wish that you weren't sat currently in your seat, but
Yeah, this is not where we planned to be, but there you go. It's that's football. Yeah. We I mean Portsmouth deserved the win. They played pretty much error free, whereas we gave up the ball 4 times, and turnovers will kill you eventually. So that's what happened.
so what are you expecting from this game? Because like obviously I've seen Loughborough play. You've definitely seen Portsmouth play. Like I really can't split this game down the middle. I really can't. I really don't have a clue, which is
Yeah,
great for a
I
final.
think I think it's going to be close. Obviously, at this stage of the season, you'd expect it to be close. What we don't know is the relative strength of North and South. That's
Hmm.
always the thing at this time of year. You've had people go through their their different conferences, and then North meets South, and you don't know how tough the competitions have been relatively, but I believe that it's probably pretty even North and South in terms of the strength of the competition. Um, Certainly, I know Portsmouth are a good team, really well coached. I know Loughborough are really well coached, got great history in university football as well. I know some of the coaches up there, and I'm sure they'll have their team prepared and ready to go. Obviously, we did quite a lot of preparation for Portsmouth, so I know a bit more about them.
Yeah.
We tend to go one game at a time, so I've not done any work on Loughborough, and since the result, I've been concentrating on getting the Thrashers ready for Iceland at the weekend. So
Oh, you go to. Oh, of course you are.
yeah,
Just so there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The Solent Thrashers go to Iceland.
yeah,
There you go. There
yeah,
you go. Simple as ladies and gentlemen, as it looks like the championship kickoff is about to take place. So obviously, like Bournemouth's had it's a great run. It's a great run. As I've said to Steve, next Monday is the final rundown of the season, which is awards night. And basically, if you're on, well, a little spoiler, if you're on Bournemouth, probably watch.
right.
Probably
There
it's
you go.
especially considering what happened last year with Bournemouth. They came away with some awards. We've got physical awards this year, which is very nice.
Yeah,
Big
I
boot.
think the boys will definitely be watching. They're keen on all of that sort of stuff. So
Big on it.
despite being uninspired, obviously.
Yes, it's a good little return. That was a good little return from Loughborough there, but it seemed to be
Yeah,
they just got away
funnily
from
enough,
Portsmouth a bit.
I haven't got this the stream. It's welcoming me back to where it's signing me in, so I can't see the game at the moment.
It's really strange because I was prepping all this, getting ready for it to be on YouTube, and I know that they're trying to get this Bucks TV thing going, but I can't.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
having to sign up to all sorts of advertising in my email now. So
there's a run from Loughborough doesn't really go. You're not again. You've missed nothing on that first play. It's gone nowhere.
right, okay, I'm clicking get access. Oh, it's going back through the loop of getting me to sign up to all sorts of stuff. Oh, looks like I've got something. Yeah, I've got it now.
Perfect. Connor, what are you thinking? I know there's only been one play, but what are you thinking?
I like Loughborough, man. I like the offense they run. I like the way
Do you
that
look
they,
at that? Do you look at that play? Simple as
it's you'll see a lot from the Loughborough quarterback. You'll see a lot of even with the handoff, you'll see him faking the pass a lot, and they'll come back to that. And the offense that they run is so RPO based and has so many different things off the back of this of a singular look that they can really disguise things really well.
Coach Range. Seeing as Dylan's not here, I think let's slate him for saying about that uninspired spiel a couple of weeks ago.
Sorry.
I think we should slate Dylan now he's not here. So let's say
right.
Uninspired Dylan. We've had a chat about that.
I'm not into slating people really, but I thought it was a pretty stupid comment.
I'm just happy that
if you look at what our guys have done, I don't think they've been uninspired at all. So.
Yeah. So and that's why I'm so happy that me and Connor Connor and Lindsay all jumped down his throat saying,
"Yeah,
you're dumb."
I love Dylan, but he can put his foot in his own mouth occasionally.
As Coach Rains knows, I think Hayden 2.0 is very much a fitting name for Dylan.
Hayden's doing well as a wide receiver now.
I can imagine that he is.
Yeah, now that he's focusing on his football, he's doing a good job.
Yeah. The one thing that always freaks me about Hayden is I forget that he's 6'2", and I see a picture of him and he's just massive.
Yeah,
I always think that just because he's a receiver, he's like 5'10".
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
That's a good catch. Oh my God! Not a broken tackle.
Yeah.
That's damaging for Portsmouth.
Oh, that's not a broken tackle. That's a block. That's a crack block. That needs to be called back. I'm clearly behind you guys, but that needs to be called back.
Has it just been a pass play for you or no?
Yeah. So I'm just behind you guys, I think. But if you watch,
could have been a push in the back there. It could have been a blocking the back.
Either a block in the back, or it's also blocking. Yeah, that's definitely a block in the back. That's poor.
Yeah,
missing that's bad.
Yeah,
take nothing away from the catch, but that should be 20 yards further upfield. Sorry.
You going to push that through?
Yeah, this is a big test for Portsmouth where they can hold this now inside the 5.
Yeah, they've done well to keep themselves.
It's one of those things where I like Portsmouth. Don't get me wrong, but I still can't figure out for the life of me how they got here.
Well, like I said to you, against us, they weren't spectacular, but they were error-free, and that does a lot for you when you're not giving the ball up. They were pretty much disciplined in terms of not a lot of penalties. The odd 1 or 2 jump offside or something, but nothing stupid, right? No 15-yarders, and that does a lot for you. Now, we're disciplined, but we gave the ball up 4 times, and that was really the difference. 10 points came off of 2 of those turnovers, and they beat us by 10 points. Oh, well, actually by 8, wasn't it? So, yeah.
Oh, that's
if we'd not given those 10 points up.
It all looks like
that's a touchdown.
A touchdown for Loughborough.
Yeah, I thought the far side judge had called him down because he'd kind of snuck underneath, but clearly he got through the pile. So
it's one of those things where I'm hoping that we don't see the sort of bonanza of flags flying like we saw in the Prem final last year, because the first half of that game was silly. It was.
I'll be honest with you,
think
Tibbs. We had 8 referees for the Hertfordshire game and 7 for the Portsmouth game, and the crew was really good. And a lot of those, I think, are on the field now.
I can imagine they are. Yeah.
So I think I win and lose. I marked the crew high because I thought they did a great job in both games.
Genuine question. Do these crews go through the year working in their teams of 4 usually? Do you think when they move to these teams of 7 and 8, do you think it's almost harder for them because they're almost expecting someone else to throw it?
No, I think it's easier because they only have a certain area to focus on. It's one of those things that sometimes frustrates coaches when they say, I wasn't looking at that because they were looking at something else. Now, I'll tell you what we did have this year when a normal crew of 5 was cut down to 4, they were in real trouble without the 5th, because then they were expecting someone to be there to sort something out and they weren't.
We'll let that go.
No. Yeah, about the same level of. Yeah, it's about the same as the Loughborough one earlier.
Must be said, I haven't watched a huge amount of the Destroyers, so I'll be interested to see what kind of stuff they were on. That's
why I'm happy that Coach Range is here as someone who has got experience in having the Destroyers on.
Spread set.
I keep forgetting I've got. Oh gosh.
Screen. QB does well there. QB does well to rescue that play.
Yeah, that's Nathan Harvey. He was a Solent Seahawk, very briefly a BU Bobcat, and then transferred to Portsmouth after the COVID year.
That's the best part. Coach Range just knows everyone. I love it.
Tight formation for.
That's a lot of people here on that line. That's mad.
Yeah. I know Loughborough. I had a good chat with the Loughborough D-line coach actually on Saturday at the Northern Trials, and they really like their front. They put a lot of stock into their front, causing a lot of damage. And it's taken some time.
There's some big boys on that Destroyers O-line though.
How was North All-Star Trials?
Yeah, it was good. It was really good showing. It's been an odd one because obviously this year, because it was organized so kind of in such a hurry, there wasn't the same process. So essentially, we're having to do what cuts you might do on potentially on through watching film and getting measurables and stuff back. We're having to do that all at once going into this next period, which is we've got one practice and then we've got the game. So it'll be good. It will be really good. But it's been a difficult process, but really interesting and there's an awful lot of talent bouncing around the north, so it'll be a good game.
I got a good report back from my guys that went to the south. Apparently, it was a really good process, and now we just wait to see how many get in, or if any get in. I shouldn't be too cocky.
So
Dylan would be excited that I said how many get in rather than if any.
Loughborough starting like on their 12. Looks like
deep shot. Oh
wow. Nothing else.
The DB got excited there. DB got money bags in his eyes and just turned that little bit too early. Keep the guy in your pocket before you go make a play.
Yeah, that's interesting because I was about to say, following the punt, that this is Portsmouth's game is field position. When we played them, we literally our best starting position because of the turnovers was the 50-yard line, and we scored from there. But they kept us with starting in our own half for the rest of the game, and what they didn't give up was something like that, which changes the field position and looks like they're in trouble because that's a great run.
It's a great run. Should be said as well, actually, that last the deep shot was a free play. So the destroyers jumped offside, and there was good communication there and good understanding from the receiver and the quarterback there that they had a free play to take a shot.
I think, no disrespect to teams in Division 2, but that's the difference between Division 2, Division 1. You've got people playing smart football in Division 1.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I play incredibly dumb football, so I completely agree.
That wasn't a poke at you, Tebs, honestly.
No, it's fine.
It's just a matter of fact, I think. That
as the sort of I don't take as much because you can definitely see that there is large jumps between the divisions. Well, actually, we were discussing this on a show. I think the biggest difference is the bottom of Division 2 and the top of Division 2. I think that's where the biggest jump in quality is.
I think some things need to be addressed. And I do not envy Tanya's job over the summer in trying to work out how everything might shape up, because there are some teams who, credit to them, but I'm going to call them out here because it happens every single year in, year out. I've been in and around the northern divisions for a long time, and for the entire time, UWS have been a difficult one. They always and fair play to them whenever they turn up.
Where is UWS? In the country?
It's I've a small place called Paisley, which is just outside Glasgow. That's where their kind of sports. The problem they've got with UWS, which is the University of West of Scotland, is they have about 20 different campuses literally littered up the west coast of Scotland, from down in a place called Ayr, which is in the deep kind of southwest of Scotland, just away from just kind of away from Glasgow, right up to Oban and the islands. It's not a particularly big university anyway. But they have they struggle because they are so dotted around. There's some of it in Glasgow, there's some of it down further south, there's some of it further north. So getting any kind of continuity with their attendance and a team is hard. And when you've got, when you're turning up to a game day with 12 players, fair play to them for playing, but it's not helping anybody.
No, it's having to find out that you can have 11 players.
We should also just I know we're watching a game, but that's a big stop from literally just about to say it.
That's
a big stop there.
Oh yeah, it's this is the problem, because we're trying to talk about different things and then we're also trying to watch the game as well.
Sorry.
So let's have a look. We got. Often, folks, I do think the disparity will always be hard to manage. It's the same for adult leagues who are new and associate teams. Doesn't have a real good starting base like Northants and Scunthorpe can be huge drop-offs. For instance, for likes of Lightning, it really is. It really is a problem, because no one wants to stop the growth of the sport with new teams. But it's so cool to even though this might be keeps going. It's one of those things where
19's a handful, I can tell you.
Yeah, that 73 makes a better block there. You could spring that. It was a good pass, but yeah, unfortunate. And I think Loughborough sending the punt unit back on.
It is strange though, because like I don't know. I'm really really high on Scunthorpe. Like they're a really really good side, and then what they've done is just.
I think they have the best chance of any team at the minute to do something like what the Titans have done in terms of going from almost a nothing outfit and pushing right the way up into the Prem. Like, I'm not saying they're going to win the Prem anytime soon or even at all, but you know, from going from a Div 2 side, they will be a handful even at Div 1 this year. So yeah, you're right. I think they are a very good outfit.
And like, especially when you consider that they scrimmaged with Manchester like last week for their preseason. So Studio Williams, is there hold on. Is there a stream to the actual game? Studio Williams, that is the link on the screen right now. If you just search Bucks TV, go on there, you should be able to find the stream on there. All right. Also, Scunthorpe were a good outfit.
You should be able to log in with Facebook if you don't have a.
Yeah, there you go.
Hi, Sean. His actual name's Sean.
Oh, okay. Like that's what. Tebs, why aren't you here? Because, truthfully, it's because I wanted to go like as a sort of rundown contingent, but things just things weren't able to line up properly, and I'd sort of much prefer to watch it with, people like the guys from the show, than go and watch it down there. Because SJ told me he'd be on the field because he's sort of with Loughborough. It doesn't matter now because the game's taking place. That's why, Jamie. That's why I'm not there.
Makes sense.
So
we had a chat about it and kind of made the decision that this was a better way.
Yeah,
to do
that's it. I wanted to watch it with the rundown, and then also like it's where like when you're down there, it's difficult to sort of get the vibe of like everyone watching it.
Yeah.
I'm like it's.
You should all come to Iceland and do the game from there.
Well, mate, I'd love to go to Iceland. I don't think I can get tickets. I'm like, that is the link for the live stream. If you just go to bucks.tv, you'll find it on there. You have to sign in and then go from there. Yeah, Bucks TV should be
lots of options to sign in, but it's
it's easy enough.
Oh
no,
that was good play there.
Yeah.
Good play by the DB, not biting on the rollout and sticking with his man. Yeah, this is. I think it's another. Sorry, we've got to, as we come to the end of the first quarter. I think it's the next drive is big for Portsmouth. Like if they can stop Loughborough here again and get some points on the board, then we're in for a game. But if Loughborough end up scoring here again.
Portsmouth need field position though, because they're not a big play team. They made one big one against us, but that was off of a play off of a play that's essentially a short pass, but they run a deep.
That was it was a good run, but in amongst all of that, there was a USC there somewhere. Because they just got marched back
on Loughborough. Mad.
On Loughborough, they got marched back 15 yards, but they've got almost all of it back.
Yeah. And wait for them to change it on the screen second and.
Yeah, that's the.
Oh, there you go. Damn 12-minute quarters.
End of the first quarter.
The thing is, Loughborough's a real strange side because like they have these like very low scoring games that sort of, but obviously always win, and then they go out against Sheffield Hallam and just go mental, just go absolutely spare, putting up
I think again
43.
44. But that's because of the kinds of defenses that they come up against. I think they are a kind of, we'll keep up with you and we'll outscore you type of team. You know, if you're scoring 40 points, lots of that, and from what the Loughborough game was, lots of that was, you know, long plays. There was a couple of 60, 70-yard runs in there, a couple of big touchdown receptions of kind of 60+ yards. That makes a difference, and your defense get tired. You know, when you're scoring that quickly, your defense get tired. So that's always going to allow other teams to come back in, and you've seen that from you look at Hallam, you look at Hallam's scores. They put up an average of about 40 points, but they conceded an average of about 30. So they're always on the right side of it, but they've not had those low scoring games that Loughborough have had where their defense have stepped up.
I think Hallam's going to be a real interesting.
Sorry to interrupt you, Tim. Just seeing that replay of that long run off the slant. I can't believe that block in the back wasn't called.
It's so here it is again. It's so obvious that needs to be called. Like, that's when you've got an 8-man crew. Got to see that. Oh, picked off. Beautiful pick off there.
Oh, beautiful.
That's big. That's really big. That's a great play there.
It's exactly what Portsmouth needs. Keeping themselves in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great read by the free safety, just watching it come across. Yeah, he just keeps his eyes on the quarterback, doesn't let him into it, watches it, and just makes that play. Really, really good.
Plays like that make me want to play like DB. Make me want to like stop eating Pringles and play DB. But damn, there's just too many nice flavors of Pringles. I feel like Sheffield Hallam's going to be an interesting team to watch next year. Let's have a look. Oh,
well, yeah, because they'll probably.
Oh my god!
That end around is a big play for Portsmouth, and that was really well covered by Loughborough.
Oh, 22 there. Like that is some speed. Get him down 22 from Loughborough there.
Yeah.
How about? To be fair, I said this, I've got like the Loughborough team sheet in my car, so I could literally just go and I could know who it is. I should know who it is, but I don't.
So this is kind of if you want to watch this again, like this. I understand that what 10 does after 22 kind of breaks on it, but a lot of kind of tip for younger receivers out there.
Oh,
go and take that contact on.
Yeah, he was open on that.
Oh, that's a great.
Was
great
open
read,
on
that. That's a go off of a wide receiver screen. Which is the play I was talking about, and Nathan needs to be able to hit that when he's that wide open.
Yeah, he needs to not put so much air on it. But yeah, going back to that, the end
against me, but there you go.
Going back to the end around, the when you see a guy coming towards you, you know you're not going to run around him. Go and take that contact on, because there's a good chance you gain 3 or 4 yards by going downhill and getting to it, rather than trying to run around him, which ends up with a 3-4 yard loss. You give when you go laterally, you give that DB far more time to come up.
Like back to sort of Hallam, like you were saying, like they could replace Loughborough, but I'm not saying that Dan Johnson is the be all and end all of Hallam, but like he's been there for he's their 4-year QB, and this was his final year. Like I believe I was talking to SJ, like it's
not from what I've heard.
That from what he told me.
Oh, really? Fair enough.
Yeah, that's a big run from Loughborough. Oh yes. That's it. You see these scorelines for Loughborough, and like you may get into your head that they're not an exciting team, but then they break out stuff like that, and you're like,
They've also got
like,
4 running backs who are perfectly capable of ripping that run off equally.
yeah.
Like it's just you can interchange any of them.
What a surprise! The best sports uni in the country is good at American football. It's going to be interesting to see like where these guys go in the Prem. Like, it's going to be really, really interesting, especially like with the North now. Obviously, Newcastle. Oh my gosh, that's a loss. That's huge.
That's number 8.
That's
Daniel. That's Daniel Obinquo, the Great Britain defensive lineman.
Yeah,
we're trying to set up a screen there, and it just doesn't work.
Soon to be a thrasher, by the way. Watch him in Iceland at the weekend.
Is he coming off this game and going straight to Iceland? Well, not straight to Iceland, but
they have a better.
That's a good turnaround. Imagine like playing in the final.
Who's that, Josh? Is that someone?
Josh,
is that because he's a important position, or?
Sorry.
You know, a lot of. Oh no, we're just reading the comment that someone's put down as. So they have a better punter who they don't let punt, e.g. Portsmouth.
Are you working with a sort of like a bank of screens? Because every time I switch between screens, I miss something.
Yeah, so I've got iPad here. I've got 2 computers. I've got one running the stream here, which is one of my housemate's computers who he's let me borrow, and I've got my laptop here. So I'm having to. I'm trying to keep it all together because, as Connor could be aware, because this is a different laptop, I've actually got a good camera today, and my computer's not failing.
Off again.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! What a pick! Come on.
That'll make 28 feel better about not getting that block in the back penalty.
Oh, he doesn't look happy. DB on the sideline does not look happy.
They're gonna.
That's just a bad throw. That's just double coverage. He's just thrown that into a 2 deep double coverage, and that's just he should just never let that go.
It's a good little return as well. The destroyers have got to come up with.
But Loughborough are keeping them in the game.
Like I said, for the destroyers, it's all about field position.
So Josh is number 99. He's a D end, but he's a one-on-one kicking punt. I've tried him a few times. And say that he's better. A D end. To be fair, I was going to say like
shout out to one-on-one kicking.
I thought, Josh, were you at Oxford at the weekend? I think he was. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. To be fair, I was about to say the punter, but remember that Gloucestershire's D end is also a punter. So, when I was at Oxford, I got surrounded by like 5 OBU Panthers all asking me about uni ball, and I'm like,
"What's a good run there?"
Now this is going to be interesting.
Oof.
Like I said, he's a big unit to get down once he's running with the ball.
Yeah. No, it's good. You make the first man miss, and you can turn if that number, whatever it is, number 87 makes that play.
Now, Josh, I was only wondering because someone had a one-on-one kicking T-shirt on, so that's why. Probably.
Yeah, I've had a couple of chats with a couple of the one-on-one kicking guys. Loughborough moving the ball here. It's good to see.
Portsmouth. This is Portsmouth.
Sorry, Portsmouth. My bad. I don't know. It's all the same.
Purple everywhere.
To be fair, it is a matchup of purple. That's the best part about the Prem final is that they are going to be wearing very, very different. Very, very.
Oh, it's a good run again.
Run to the outside. Oof.
He gets a better block from that wide receiver there, and he could take that in.
Portsmouth are cooking. This game is going to be interesting. It's sort of like we were lucky enough to go to Mustang RAF versus Oxford at the weekend, and that game was Oh, timeout from Loughborough.
Timeout from Loughborough.
6:45 left in the quarter, and that game was just all D-line defense,
I
just
like
constant pressure.
I like this. I like that timeout from Loughborough. I like that the use of it there. It's a kind of the Destroyers have just racked off 3 or 4 big plays. A little timeout there, give you guys a breather, give you guys a chance to break that momentum that the Destroyers have gained over the last couple of plays. That's it's good.
Yeah, Portsmouth. They didn't come out scoring fast against us. Half time it was 3-0. They're a patient team. As long as they stay in this, it will be competitive right through.
Oh, fumble!
Oh, he's got it.
To recover it. He manages to dive on it. Gets lucky and falls on it there.
That's what they can't afford. They can't afford to give the ball up.
Whatever happens here, I think they've got to come away with points, even if it's a field goal.
A flow. I see what the flag is though.
Looks like
I think it was a beanbag. I think it was a beanbag.
Beanbag, not a flag.
Yeah, beanbag to mark where the turnover.
Oh no,
was.
there is. No, you're right. There's a flag on the far side. False start. Oh, that's a killer.
No idea.
False start, Portsmouth.
Did the ball move?
Yeah,
no.
The back 5 yards.
Oh, 1st and 96. That's going to be tough. I've never seen that before. I've never seen 1st and 96.
Oh,
got to love them trying. Got to love them trying.
Also, Portsmouth 3, Loughborough 2. Again, I can't talk here because streaming is difficult, guys. It's a lot more. There's a lot more difficult than people think it is. So, I'm not here to criticize because they're doing the Lord's work. They are doing the Lord's work.
That run there felt very much like a setup for one end zone shot and then kick the field goal. So we'll see what they do here. But I would suspect they go for an end zone shot here and then kick the field goal if it's no good.
Either that or they'll just middle it up.
Oh, he throws that. He's got to throw that outside. He's just not locked in at the minute. I think he's not got confidence. That's 2 guys he's missed. 87 run a good route there.
I tell you what, you're very much right that timeout was expertly called there.
That's where coaching can really pull you back into games on a sideline. We can't get you can't really make adjustments and scheme and stuff like that, especially on an offense and a defense through a game. You can make little adjustments, but in drive you can't do that. But a well-timed block that's
damaging.
Yeah, it's not great. But yeah, that's where coaches can really help you out, and that can make a big difference.
Again, we're talking about like this game's out of reach for Portsmouth, but just one bit of cooking, and this game's tied.
One thing I'll say on that, the kicker there looked like he was thinking. This terrible expression you hear on TV when you're watching football. This is a chip shot.
Yeah.
For me, there's no such thing as a chip shot, right?
Yeah.
You shouldn't be trying just to dink the ball over. You should kick it like it's a 70-yarder every time, right?
100%.
Because what happens is you get a low kick like that. where you think I'll just chip it up, and it's a low kick because there's not the same momentum in the kick.
So for like Solent and Bournemouth, do you have like just a specialty kicker, or are they playing other positions? Like, do you have like the depth?
At Bournemouth, it's a linebacker who's a particularly good kicker,
Mm-hmm.
and a different linebacker who's a particularly good punter. At Solent, we have a specialist field goal kicker,
Okay.
And the punter is a linebacker. Not the same one
Because
I've got at Bournemouth.
Because that it's always interesting when like teams will have like a specialty. Britball teams, sorry, I should say, have a specialty guy to do it. Like it's always fun. Loughborough love breaking off a big run on their first downs. As soon as they get the ball back, they break one off.
The important thing is if you have a specialty kicker, make sure you can tackle, because you never know. That's the good thing about having a linebacker as a punter. That then as the safety, they're solid.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good catch.
Yeah, that's
a great catch.
They've got that slant in all the time.
That's their GB. That's one of their GB receivers, isn't it? You see that gold lion on the helmet. I've seen twitches like that from the right tackle called as false starts, though. I've seen them called before.
Yeah.
It could be like they could be running the same thing that they ran at Explosion, which was I still find this might be one of my favourite stories of the season. All break gets out barely for a couple of 2 yards. That was Birmingham celebrate by doing a backflip in the end zone. A Cardiff player went up to a referee and said, "Isn't that a penalty?" And the ref said, "Oh, it's Explosion."
Oh, that's okay then.
Yeah. Which I think is hilarious, personally. Again, people who are watching, just remember next week is. Actually, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We'll wait until the play's over.
Great. That's a great little. That's
Beautiful.
a great little GH counter run.
Pulling taking chunks of yards out. Yeah, they're taking chunks of yards out of the destroyers.
That's really GH counter is in general is having a bit of a resurgence as people run it different ways. But when you've got that big H back and you've got that guard pulling, it's really, really hard to stop as a defense because everything's flowing the way the opposite way to the way you expect.
Mike, I think you're slightly ahead of us.
I think most
he's telling me holding by a wide receiver. Yeah, that's the thing though. Is that,
well, no, potentially downfield. I've seen a few bits, but it's very unlikely to be called. You see it quite a lot. Receivers, they get out. The guy gets outside, and they just hang on that little bit, and it never really gets called. So, I mean, some call it smart play, some call it a flag. So,
what do you call it, Connor?
That's a good tackle.
Very
if
nice.
You know you're going to get away with it, it's smart play. Like if holding on an extra second breaks off 7-8 yards extra for your guy, then it's smart play. It's playing within the boundaries of what you're given. Because if it's flagged, I think my issue with it currently is that if it's flagged and it's downfield and the runner's past the line of scrimmage, then the penalty happens from the end. Oh, that's a great throw. That's a great throw.
Oh, very well done.
Great route, great throw. But yeah, if the runner's past the line of scrimmage and then there's a hold downfield, the penalty is enforced from the spot of the hold, so they still get the gain of the run and usually ends up being the first down, which I don't like. It's the difference between the like college and us and the NFL, which I think needs addressing because it doesn't get pulled back to the previous spot, which I don't like because it gives an unfair advantage, and if it can a 30-yard run that then turns into a 50-yard run, shouldn't be rewarded for holding, and I think sometimes teams are. That's
actually, as I alluded to during. No, go on.
No, I was just saying that's 88. That's their that's one of Loughborough's many tight ends that they sent to trials on Saturday. He's in person. He's a big guy. He's got big stature, and it's really hard to defend. He's really crisp route running.
This is a test of character now for Portsmouth. So 14-0 down in the biggest game possibly of their university careers. They've got to dig in and believe that they can bring it back, and not let it get them down. Or in Dylan's words, they need to be inspired.
Poor. I'm loving the salt.
Poor man. Like he's already getting. Poor man's already getting roasted online because of the Harriet Watt situation, and now he's getting roasted on stream. It's a real shame though. I was really excited for that game.
There was a 15-yarder there. Was it 10 yards or 15 yards at the end of the run there?
Yeah, 15.
Interesting.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
the thing is though, like if I'm to equate this to like the Hallam game, right? Hallam didn't score any points until late in the second, and then poured it on in the second half. Like it very well could be 15 for a horse collar. Thank you, Mike.
Cheers.
Like it very well could be that. Like is there going to be like are Loughborough going to sort of rest on their law a bit too much? I don't think so, because they're well drilled, and this is as Coach Rain said, the biggest game that they're going to play this season, not this year, because obviously it happens in September. But like
to me, it's not resting on your laurels. That defense is getting tired. When your offense isn't putting up points and you're going 3 and out, your defenses get tired.
Oh,
fourth and a couple.
You've got to go for it now. I think even now.
Even now, I agree with you. I agree with you that you've got to try and keep some momentum in it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was about to say, might see something tricky here. That's a good play there, and they don't pick it up.
No.
Oh, not. See, I guess this is what Coach Rate's in, having that experience. Like, that's a big play for Portsmouth, because I don't know if that's the play I would have run.
Yeah,
they run that a lot, but I don't like it to that short side.
Yeah.
No.
I think it's interesting where they line up with those 3 players on the edge, Portsmouth, why they didn't just run a power off the edge, because they only needed a couple of yards. I mean, it's just 2 yards, whereas when you're giving an end around, you're starting from 6-7 yards back, then you've got to make the 2 yards.
It's almost a really good play there. 99 is not happy. He has him 5-6 yards behind the line of scrimmage and just doesn't quite make that. That's unfortunate.
Please don't say squirt out of that tackle, please.
Didn't say squirt out of that tackle.
No. The commentator did on the
did it?
on the actual stream. Yeah.
Oh dear, I don't like that.
Oh, bro, I'm gonna bring that into my next commentator. He squirted out that tackle.
Joe Walker there, coaching his defense.
Strong bobble hat game from Loughborough.
Yeah, strong.
I'm ready to see how Loughborough do in the north. I think it's gonna be like them versus like Leeds and, as Dylan would say, the upstart Durham. That's
a bad mess.
You're ahead of me. I'm gonna refresh it at half time.
I think he should have kept running.
I don't hate the decision, especially because if the receiver gets it, he can probably step out of bounds and stop the clock. But he's got to hit them in the numbers there. There's nobody around him. Doesn't have to float it like that.
Yeah, but only 20 seconds now.
Yeah, you've got to assume some kind of deep shot here. No, you've now got 2 guys on the line.
2 on the line. No.
Mesh. He's missed. He's dropped that.
Yeah.
I've just talked 88 up and then he drops a sitter.
Yeah.
Mate, you can't commentate his curse and we're not. I've just watched it. Oh, that's criminal.
I did as well. He's already looking upfield going, right, how do I get out of bounds? Bless him.
The quarterback hit him in a bad place, right in the hands.
Right. If you're the Loughborough punter here, you do anything. Loughborough taking a time out, but presumably to have a chat about whether they just take one deep shot at the end zone.
All right, so we've gone back to 11 left in the quarter.
There was like 12 seconds left, roughly.
Okay. Dan, they've used their Uno reverse card and put 11 minutes back on the quarter.
Yeah.
No, it looks like they're bringing on their punt unit. So if you're the Loughborough punter, you just put this straight out of bounds. You don't give them a chance to run this back. Although, having said that, they've kept lots of their offense on the field.
Well, let's have a look. Well, you need to look for number 10. Is what you need to look
they
at.
are.
This offense.
No, that's what I mean. Number 10's their QB.
He's walked out.
So they were. I presume they were going for something a bit different. So, something to note there is 3 was 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage, which you have to be 6 or more to punt the ball. So 10 walking down there basically tried to try and stop the destroyers putting a man back to return it.
You know, Mike, this is a very good point. Why is number 50 the only one with stickers on his helmet? It's a very good point.
I mean, from looking at it, 44 has someone too.
That is true. He does. Connor's right. 44 does have some stickers on.
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about here.
Maybe the others are just modest. Don't want to attract attention to themselves.
They put the stickers on the wall, not on the helmet.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Loughborough try a fake here.
Why have you got to jinx things like this?
That's a great punt. That's a great punt.
Yeah. Portsmouth
wow. Oh,
Portsmouth just need to get out of this into half time.
Get out of Dodge.
Yeah.
Loughborough I think Loughborough have a timeout, so they'll probably use it.
Yeah. I mean, Loughborough can send the house.
Yeah. Yeah.
that is.
What are we on? What are we here? We're on the what? On the 2?
Looks like it, yeah.
It's close in, so it's difficult to take a knee. That's
there you go. Yeah, it is. It's on the 2, so you can't take a knee here. Oh no, he's gonna
go under centre.
Pile forward. Yeah, I don't hate that. That's a good shout. That's a good call.
Yeah, you have to do that. Have to do that.
Half time.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
interesting half.
Yeah, it basically got to get in the locker room and talk it up now. Yeah,
make the adjustments.
Yeah, if you're Loughborough, you've got to just emphasise that it's far from done. That they've got to keep their foot on the gas, and for Portsmouth, it's basically you've got to pick yourself up. You've got a half to make your season more special than it is already.
Completely undefeated.
Yeah, to go to complete the undefeated season.
Would they? I thought they lost to Hearts.
No, sorry, Loughborough. Sorry, not Portsmouth.
Loughborough.
Oh,
sorry.
right, okay. Yeah.
Portsmouth did lose to Hearts in the regular season.
Royal Holloway.
Oh, and Royal.
Oh, yeah, and Royal Holloway.
Yeah, I forgot they randomly lost to Royal Holloway.
That's what they told. That's what they told me. They're like, we always lose our first game of the season. And I was like, no, don't be surprised that I'm like going. That's not a strategy. Start low so you can only go up. There you go. That's how it works.
Yeah, you better not make that as a pre-game speech. Dylan will be on you. It'll be uninspiring.
So if you're Portsmouth, the head coach is kind of the head coach, but if you're positional guys, especially on the offense, what are you saying in this locker room at half time? What?
Well, Dave Gibbs, the offensive coordinator for the Destroyers, coaches with me at the Thrashers. He's our quarterbacks, wide receivers coach. He's also the wide receivers coach for the GB Lions. So I think he'll have a good handle on what he needs to do, and it's a matter of whether he can lift his players to actually achieve it.
Just as a kind of general point there, like just watching some of the replays just now, that the Portsmouth Destroyers running backs seem to be getting confused with what they're seeing in front of them. They're bouncing things to the outside when there's holes appearing in the middle, and it feels like they need to just kind of go back to basics a little bit.
Could you imagine that these teams went for a national final?
So I didn't get that, Tibbs.
Now you broke up.
Well, would you say, like, for a national final that you'd go down the night before, or would you? Or it depends on where you are.
I
guess.
I mean, absolutely straight with you. If I wasn't sitting here, if we were up there, we would have been in a hotel last night. 100%.
Fine. Yeah, that's sort of what I was asking, because I know that, like, you guys have had experience in being in finals and getting hotels for the squad prior.
Yeah, every final I've been in, we've done it, and you can't there's no argument against going the night before. It's a bonding thing for the team. You have the opportunity for walkthroughs, and nobody's worrying about is X going to make it on time, etc., because you've got them all there. So
Yeah.
And it's all part of the experience as well. It's it's part of the experience of it being something special, not just another game.
Mm-hmm. Again, this sort of is going the way that like these Loughborough scorelines have looked all season, where they just sort of suffocate you with the defense. But then I don't know enough about Portsmouth to like, can they come back from what has, I imagine, been very annoying? Well, even you can't even say that it's very annoying because like Portsmouth have had 2 interceptions. They've just not been able to do anything with them.
Yeah, and for a team that, because of the nature of the way they play, they need field position. The fact that Loughborough's offense have been able to take big chunks of yards out of them and put them in bad field position, that's a big issue for them. So the defense for Portsmouth really needs to step up and try and give them those good field position starts that their offense really needs, because it's not a deep strike offense.
But they've been doing that though. You can't argue with 2 picks.
Yeah, but still, the starting position, Connor, has not been great. The one was returned to about their own 40-yard line because it was picked virtually in the end zone. So what I'm saying is, they're not getting field position in Loughborough's half. When they punted down to the 3-yard line, what they needed then was a stop and Loughborough to punt and Portsmouth to start in Loughborough's half, because in all honesty, that's what their offense needs. They need those shorter field starts, not short field, but shorter field starts.
I do find it mad that Nottingham Gold's got their own like women's flag squad. Good on 'em. Trying not to chew on straight down my microphone, but it's not working.
It's not as hard, isn't it?
That was a good ball. That was a good ball. As we critique the Nottingham Gold's women's flag football team. To be fair, if you see some of their schedule, they're like playing some of the better flag teams in the country.
Which
that is a good pick. I wonder, like, it's one of those things where I wonder if, like, how much of like women's flag football at a university level would translate to more women joining the contact leagues.
I think it definitely would, without a doubt. So I think it's definitely something that should be encouraged.
It's gonna be interesting. Like, I'm looking forward to the women's season, especially it's GB versus Sweden in next month, and it's like half an hour from my house. So
you go in, Jebs.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. It'd be rude not to.
Am I right in saying that it's not? Is maybe 1 or 2 other universities have women's flag teams, but they all play in the women's flag league that runs kind of now.
I believe that's the case, but obviously, like, that's looking to probably change now that as of next season, flag football is going to be a buck sport. So I imagine it will sort of, I imagine that'll sort of change the whole dynamic. And I might just join flag football because I don't actually like getting hit very much.
I'm sorry. That's the reason I play flag is because I'm literally broken.
That's a lot. I was gonna say that's like, by the way. I've got 3 more years of uni ball eligibility left. And if you don't think I'm gonna milk them for every single second, you're wrong.
Screw playing senior ball. Let's just stay at uni.
No, like I said this to someone on Sunday at Oxford. I was like, it's not boding well for Gloucestershire that in my first year of Lincoln we made the playoffs and then we didn't sniff the playoffs at all. First year at Gloucestershire, make the playoffs. Trending poorly for my career. But I'm aware that there are some couple of gladiators who have made all-stars. So congratulations. But I'm not one of them because the age limit is still 25. So I would have made it.
25 or masters. So you have to be doing. You can't be doing.
Where is that, Tebs?
For all stars, like the age limit was. I saw it was 25.
Yeah, where have you seen that, Tebs?
On the initial Football America post that they put up.
It is.
I checked.
He's right. Is 25. But if you've got some guys who are 24 who are doing things like PhDs because they started at 18 or 17, but they still can't go. So it's
I wouldn't be allowed. I wouldn't be allowed anyway because I started this course at 26. So because I was told by people that like we're going to remove the age limit. It's going to be fine. I was like, oh, beautiful. I can get an All-Stars jersey, but unfortunately, it was not meant to be for me. So I'm just going to go down to Coventry again, like I did last year, and watch this time in pure rage. But Mike is right. There you go. 15th of April, 6-way stadium at Worcester. It is GB versus Sweden. And remember that GB Women's are the second best women's American football team in the world, only losing to America. So basically, in the world, they're the best team in the world because it's America. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Like you can't beat them. Can they? No, it's called American football. It's though. I think if we brought an American squad over to play Brit ball, they wouldn't be able to handle it because they'll be so professional. They won't be able to understand the sheer level of bollocks that goes on. That they'll just get confused and they'll be like, "No, we can't play."
That's a good show. It's an interesting one because I believe the NFL Academy are playing IMG again this year.
Interesting. It's an interesting one.
Because IMG are a very, very football-oriented school, and their ex-head coach, I had a relationship with him, Bobby Acosta, who is, I think, now on the Arizona State staff, but he was the head coach at IMG Academy, and he's had NFL experience. He goes back a long way. You're seeing the IMG guys get through into the NFL now, and you're hearing that name repeated a lot. It's an interesting program.
My NFL's got 3 games coming up. Tell us.
They played yesterday.
Speaking of the NFL Academy, where is it?
It's Loughborough.
Then let's bring it all back to this game as Loughborough take the field. Yay, segue, yay.
Congratulations, Tabs.
Mate, what can I say? I'm good at my job. Also, as I didn't get to say earlier because there was a big play, remember, people watching, Monday is the Sport Tank Awards. It's the last rundown of the year, so me, Connor, and Dylan, our Mondays can finally be free to do whatever we want. Whatever we want. But we got one last show. Sport Tank Awards, Team of the Year, Div 1 Team of the Year, Div 2 Team of the Year, Prem Team of the Year, Best Social Media of the Year, Funniest Social Media of the Year, Comeback Team of the Year, and a new one that we've put in, Disappointment of the Year. Comeback and Disappointment, you don't get physical awards, just to let you know. Maybe, probably not Disappointment of the Year because that's cruel. But it needs to be said. I didn't want to do a negative one, but I thought this one I am going to do only because it's a talking point, and also because they were actually really good last year. We already know who's won. There you go. We already know who's won everything. But the disappointment of the year only because they were good last year. They were solid last year, and then I don't know what happened. Actually, Connor, we still need to figure out who's Div 2 of the year.
Yeah, we never chat about that, but we can chat about that afterwards.
We do, because I need to go and get the actual awards made, and that's the final piece of the puzzle.
Fair.
So, no, they're not kicking off yet. Sorry, unless Loughborough are about to go against.
They'll be going into warm-ups.
Okay, I was about to say Loughborough getting on the field while the Nottingham women's flag football team's on the field. I'm like, it's not a match. It's not a good match. Be interesting to see what they come up with. I won't lie to you, Mike. I'm not going to try and pronounce the first one.
Schwabish.
Thank you.
Schwabish Hall.
Schwabish Hall. They're a good side, but I believe the academy won 28-6 yesterday. Day before yesterday, maybe.
And then NFL Academy versus Dusseldorf on the 15th, same day as GB versus Sweden, and NFL Academy versus RIG Sweden. Bloody hell! Swedish teams are invading. What's going on? And also on Sunday, we hope that we'll have the Div 2 South final coming at you. Bath versus Reading, the only battle of the finals with two undefeated teams. Very, very interesting.
I might go and have a watch of the Div 2 North final.
I see that one. If Leicester can get back into sort of like mid-season form, I know that I've picked Liverpool, but it wouldn't surprise me if Leicester can upset it. But obviously Liverpool want to go back to back. But again, Liverpool getting promoted is sensational narratives. Yeah, it took them long. It took them long enough.
Yeah,
it took them long enough, but they made it.
But it is the problem with the way that again, we've spoken about this on the show a number of times, but it's the problem with the way that the Div 2 system works is essentially, to all intents and purposes, and I know Leicester didn't, but by the time they lost, it didn't matter. You got to go essentially undefeated.
Yeah, regular season undefeated if you're going to go up.
You're telling me 5-1 in a game we didn't play. And here's the thing, and I'll say this now because it's season. Reading versus Bath. Bath got issues with Bath. Reading, my foot is still a different colour. It's been a month. And my foot is still a different colour to what it should be.
Who did it?
So I don't know.
Who did it?
I don't know. It happened.
Did Rob Smith do it?
He might have done. I've said this. It's his fault. It's Rob Smith's fault. He bounty gated me. That's what I heard. That's not true, by the way. That is a joke. But it basically, the doctors keep asking me this. They're like, "Oh, who did it? How big was he?" I don't know because it happened really early on in the game. So I just didn't do anything about it. So I was like, "Oh, someone stood on my foot. Oh, it hurts."
You're not gone back and watched the film to see when it happened.
Are you joking? Have I gone back and watched a film? Honestly, Connor, if I want to depress myself, I'll look at my bank account or my Tinder profile. I'm not going to watch Reading versus Bath. Because I'll talk about it now. As a centre, I've had a pretty good season because I've not played centre before. That first quarter, I don't know what it was. I had no grip on my hand whatsoever. That ball was all over the place, and just saying that, it genuinely breaks my heart. So that's why I've not gone back and watched it, because I will probably cry. Cry. Unbelievable stuff. So Mike's got a good point, which leads us to a different point. Div 2, Reading and Bath both got relegated from the Div 1 Southwest last year, straight back up Div 1 this year. Obviously, they're both in Div 1 Southwest last year. Where are they going to go? So, like, I imagine Bath will probably be joining you, Steve.
Yeah, for sure. And Cardiff will join Southwest too.
Don't talk to me about it. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. Cardiff joining me.
Do you mean
Cardiff coming down?
Oh, sorry. Yes, Cardiff joining. Cardiff joining
Cardiff and Bath. So somebody has to go next door.
Southampton. I
think Southampton to take the place of Portsmouth.
Yeah,
I mean this all works on the premise that Bucks keep the same format.
Because we're hearing things.
It's not that even we're hearing things. I think it makes an awful lot of sense to have a look at it just now. The cost of travel is pricing teams out of things season in, season out. And at some point, when you've got lots of teams having to travel, 2+, 3+ hours every single away fixture, that's
I mean, it's obviously it's got to be a consideration in all sports in this country. The cost is a big issue. So it'll be interesting. I mean, I don't know what you think, but the year we did the regional leagues in place of the BAFA structure, I didn't think it was great.
No, you're talking about COVID year.
Standards put in the same division, it's not great.
It isn't. I don't think it is initially. I think I don't think having pure regional leagues work. I think what it may lend itself to is something of a going back to the old way where you had a central prem and then regionals. So you have a centralized prem that has the likes of UE, Notts, who have the money and have the play behind them to do the traveling, and then more comprehensive leagues or kind of localized leagues.
Yeah, having been a league administrator at one point, that decision to say, take Portsmouth, for example, and say to them, well, you've achieved Prem status, but now you haven't because we're going to restructure and you're not going there. That's a tough one.
So I'm not saying take that away from Portsmouth. That's not what I'm saying at all. I think you keep that and you essentially keep the Prem as it is just now. But I think there's a potential of them either expanding Div 1 or merging Div 1 and Div 2.
Oh, sorry. Oh, God.
And then from that, you have a Div 1 playoffs, and then you have like a trophy final and then a plate final type thing.
But then what you come back to, Connor, is what I've just been talking about. It's a regional league with teams of different standards. And if you look at what happened in that BAFA season, there were a lot of forfeits where teams just didn't fancy it half the time.
I will say, ladies and gentlemen, that the game has kicked off again. Portsmouth took it back and it just ran it for about 4 yards. Let's sorry about breaking that up. Just wanted to tell people you might be getting a cup of tea.
Keep that inside. That running back wants to bounce, really likes bouncing it to the outside, but actually if he keeps his lane discipline, I think he ends up making that.
Is he down? No, he's just taking his time.
Yeah, he's got to be thinking first down, not touchdown.
Yeah. 4 yards every play.
That's it.
Here it is. This is what we just said.
That's the job right there.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need. Nothing fancy. don't try and break big yards outside. Like, do your job, do it well. Another tight formation from Portsmouth. Again there, couple of yard game.
Yeah, not too
Maybe
much.
two.
Mike's all, there's like Mike who's keeping us in. Mike, also, if you want to just jump on stream, I'll send you a link. You don't have to keep typing. It's fine. Swansea into Div 2. Like that's the big one. Like it's just mad. It's just mad. But then it's going to be interesting to see what Sterling do next year.
So
that's a good stop by Loughborough.
Big stop there.
That is
Sterling.
Because
An interesting one.
Now you're third and 8, and Portsmouth have got a job to do.
Yeah. Defense leading up again. Sorry, offense leading up again. Loughborough offense leading up again.
Yeah, Portsmouth really need this one.
We've got trips to the left with a tight end. Motioning across. Loughborough all the safeties. That should be a flag and is. But it'll be declined. So that will be a flag on Portsmouth for number 10 moving forward at the snap because he turned upfield a bit too early. Yeah.
Let's see what they say.
There you go. Illegal shift. Declined by Loughborough, and that's another punt from Portsmouth.
Yeah, now what Portsmouth need to do now, though, is, like I've said before, they're a team that needs a good field position start because they're not a big explosive offense.
Yeah.
So they need to down this in the red zone and keep Loughborough in there. Their defense needs to step up on this next series.
Oh, it's a shank punt.
It's only just happened for me.
Yeah, same.
I'm ahead of you guys now. That's weird.
Yeah.
I might I'm gonna refresh my stream. See what it says. See what it's saying to me.
I'm gonna move mine over here actually, because that's about to die.
You're going to have some good stats.
It's another big run. You
That's
can see that Portsmouth front getting tired.
Oh.
Loughborough are running all over them.
It's that first down. Like, is that first down run for Loughborough seems to be just absolutely drilling.
We got an injury for one of the destroyers. Pointing to his shoulder. Hopefully it's not too serious.
I can't see Portsmouth getting. I know it's early on in the third, but like getting shut out.
But
like especially sort of when you consider like last year, like Newcastle versus Pride. That was interesting. That, to be fair, coach, that is quite a nice hat.
Yeah. I've just been told by my coaching staff at the Thrashers I should be advertising the Thrashers. So I thought I best
repping both sides.
Yeah.
Tell him when training is, coach. Get the plugs in.
Training tomorrow night, 8 till 10.
Where?
Test Park.
There you go.
Hampton.
There you go. Anyone in Southampton who may be watching or potentially watching this back, though, this is very much a live thing. I can't imagine there'll be many people watching the watch-alongs back. But if you do, go to Soldiers training.
And then obviously Reykjavik at the weekend. So
Yeah. If anyone's watching from Iceland,
yeah.
what's the flights like? What's the flights like? Let's see if we can get another big run. Oh,
another big run.
Absolutely.
Portsmouth. So Loughborough have gone to their 2-back set. So you'll see it's like you see their half back in pistol, and then their full back essentially you hide him between tackle and guard on the strong side, and well, that's what they did there. They split him out now, but that it allows you to run a lot of different things from that. They like going to that. They like that with their run game. Mesh again, deep shot. Oh,
Yeah.
He's got to hit him.
Let's have a look in. Oh my God! Oh, like we are. I am slightly behind you, Connor, but that was brutal.
Yeah, that's a result of getting a big 9-yard run on first down. They're now down back to third down. They've gone back to the 2-back set. The H-back split off outside the guard, tight end in, counter, easy run, couple of yards, first down. When you get those big chunk yardages on first down, you can take those shots knowing you've got the plays in the bank to make the first down if you need it.
It seems to be like it's the classic sort of thing where O-lines are just invest in your O-line, people.
Easier said than done. Oh, got to pick that. Oh, he's got to pick that. Tip drill.
Oh.
Tip drill for number 2, and he puts it down.
What down are we now?
Second down, sorry.
Second, yeah.
Second down, tight end in. Oh, that's a great play. That's a big play for number 3.
Andy Hodson. Soon to be a thrasher. Watch him.
Another one of yours.
Watch him at the weekend in Iceland. Yeah.
There you go. This all is this is all just a very, very thinly veiled advertisement for Thrashers versus. Is it the Iceland national squad, or is it like
it's the only team in Iceland? Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
And Herjar, so it's basically their national team. They've got 2 under-19 9-on-9 squads that feed it, but at the moment only one full contact squad.
Good coverage again there from the DBs there on that swing pass.
But also, obviously, there's no sort of registration for them, so it's a matter of if the right people arrive on the island, then their team can be bolstered.
Yeah,
fair.
Apparently, he just played for Army as well against the Yorkshire Rams.
He has, yeah. He just played for the Army Yorkshire Rams.
Oh, he's playing some rough games in the space of fair enough to him. Fair enough to him. That honestly, like the end of the year after Sunday, I think the Inter-Services Cup at the end of the year is going to be very, very interesting. I want to see how Navy do punt, see where this goes.
I think Navy are struggling for numbers from what I've heard.
Okay.
But I don't know about you, but I think the Yorkshire Rams are a different prospect than the Oxford Saints. So I don't think you can take everything from the results at the weekend. Although, obviously the RAF will be really pleased with the fact that they started with a W.
Yeah.
It's honestly it's really interesting to watch, like the team of the RAF basically it's easy to say that they're all sort of athletes, but it's interesting. Like I was speaking with Warren Smart, who's their HC, just about sort of like the story and like the what the RAF needs and what the RAF and how it all works out. It's really honestly, it's genuinely very interesting, very
Yeah,
interesting because like this is as Mike sort of or alludes to with this comment is Navy struggle due to deployments. So in speaking to their head coach or Warren Smart, he was telling me like they need like to have like 4 people in every position because of because of the deployments.
yeah. The defence of the country gets in the way of really.
Yeah, but like he was telling me like he will assign people to do like little mini camps where they are, and like because like they're disciplined military men, there's no real worry that they'll do them, which I think is really interesting.
Yeah,
Again,
what I was really interested in, I've got some guys that I know that coaching at Army and at Navy, and the guys at the Army said if you tell the players not to cross that line, they absolutely will not cross that line. You know, because they're used to discipline. The coach says don't cross the line, they don't cross the line. Yeah,
yeah,
and the Army, of course, have put some money in because they've got their own equipment. You know, their
and
own.
that's sort of what the RAF are sort of trying to get now, which is why like these exhibition games with Saints are important.
Yeah,
So we're using the Stallions kit.
I imagine the RAF wouldn't want to play against the Army in someone else's uniform.
Yeah, I can imagine that would be smoothed out by the
Yeah,
time in the services roll around. I think August, September, if I recall correctly. September, October, actually, if I recall correctly.
okay. Portsmouth just don't seem to be able to get their offense going.
They keep for me looking at it and watching it. Coach is almost calling his plays off a script. He's not calling his plays based on what Loughborough are doing. They've snuffed that screen pass to 19 out 3 or 4 times, and he's still going to it. It feels like a bit like he's not reading and reacting to the game. And the body language from the Destroyers players is kind of taking a bit of a hit on the last play. Well, that's a very, very good punt.
That's a much better punt.
It's a great punt.
Let's have a gander here. Oh, mate. It's what a ball. I wish I was athletic enough to be a punter because, like, seeing the way like the ball like can bounce and how that is just perfect for some squads. Yeah,
punters are people too,
mate. At Reading, like this is like as I said, like the Q1 for me was horrific. They had a bounce that went backwards. It was fantastic. Oh, thank you, Matt. Look. Oh, good. Oh, I know Harrison. He loves to tag me on stuff on Instagram, but I didn't know he played for Army as well. I didn't know that at all.
My laptop's dead.
Well, that's generally mad. I genuinely didn't know he played for Army.
I think he might be a Bournemouth senior Bobcat as well.
He is, yeah. I'm still very surprised by this.
By the way the game's going.
Yeah, I thought that I was expecting more of a Hallam Loughborough than a Oh, I don't want to. No, because I like Warwick than a Warwick Loughborough.
Loughborough are just controlling the game here. They're not it doesn't feel like their offense knows that like they've not really gone to the air very much. Against Hallam, they properly aired it out because they felt like they needed to get up quickly. Hallam they've got an EFL receiver, their number 3, who's a very, very good receiver. We've got a couple of guys on that squad who are good receivers. when you've got that, one big play can change a game. So it just doesn't feel like Portsmouth can do that at the minute.
No, it's these big runs though, Connor.
Another big counter run there.
They're taking it out of Portsmouth.
Yeah. Yeah, they've gone to their 2-back stuff. It's just very, very difficult for
But there's a missed tackle right there, and you can't afford that.
No, but that again, they've been on the field so much. With long, persistent drives from Loughborough with lots of runs.
Hate it.
Play action. And just as I say that, they go to the air.
Oh. Again, like it's still like, I'm still going to hold out hope here that like it's still not out of the hands of the destroyers yet. But like I'm like almost 100 miles away, and I can feel the heads drooping on the Portsmouth sideline. I can feel it.
The one that really, really kind of I noticed was number 6. He's a linebacker, but he's also the long snapper on the last drive. He's kind of like his body language just went a little bit. QB takes off.
Even Mike agrees. Bailey, man, what a guy. Not much going on.
I think we've got an injury to a Portsmouth player.
Looks like Matt's so it is here.
Is that 26 for Portsmouth?
Looking like it. Oh no, he apparently, and also Mike's telling us, he injured his hand in Q2.
Right.
As
okay.
Well.
Tight end in, looks like another pass. Yeah. Oh, let it go.
That quarterback could have taken off.
Here we go.
He's either going to let it go early or tuck it and go. If he does either, I think it's a touchdown.
See, this is why I'm happy that like I've got you, Tom, because I'm just a centre, whereas Connor is like, he has done QB coaching, and obviously Coach Rains might be the most knowledgeable man in Britball. So, like, to have the perspective of you two is a lot more interesting than simply just my perspective. Well, you should have caught that. Let's have a look here.
Another big run there. Third and 6, and they rack off a 20-yard run, like a 15-yard run.
I'm going to go back to this from Mike. Like, I fully agree. Like, this drive could be the nail in the coffin. Yeah, I just hope that Portsmouth can put some points on the board, because I remember last year, Newcastle versus SGS. People had that as this is SGS all the way, but that game was close, because I remember coming out of that game. Sorry, SGS. SGS had a relatively successful season.
I like that. They tried to do some Jalen Hurts shit, little bit of trickery. Oh, it should have come off. Oh, that's a shame. I like that. Oh, I like that.
Mike's out here. He hates it. Mike hates it.
Silly trick play. When you're Loughborough right now, you can though. Because they're just going to push it in now.
Mike just wants. I'm going to keep Mike's comments on stream just so there's like at least 2 Solent Thrashers logos on screen at any given time.
They know that because they've then.
That looks like a. Yeah, that's a T. That's another. Oh, not good. Not good for the Destroyers. Dylan is
like game set match.
Now, there's an interesting thing with that touchdown right there, because sometimes that pile's moving, and the referees will blow it dead.
Yeah,
and sometimes they let it go.
Yeah,
right? And I've always
to me that
wondered what the difference is. What makes them decide, oh, this one's done or that one's not done?
I think, if I'm honest, genuinely, I'd love to do that. I'm going to steal it, and I will run that against Fury at some point next year, just for the fuck of it. But yeah, it's I genuinely think to some degree referees are just guessing with that. Because you can't be expected to see where the ball is, whether it's crossed the line. It's kind of a basic guess, and then you hope you get it right.
Yeah.
But there's chat of them making it more difficult in the NFL next year.
Yeah, because it used to be a penalty, and then it stopped being a penalty.
Yeah,
assisting the runner, and I think probably something will get done about it because it's slightly confusing at the moment.
Yeah, but then I get that's the definition, Mike, but they don't fucking call it that way. Like, to me, if you watch that there, the runner's not moving forward, he's moving sideways. Sideways essentially is forward momentum has stopped, but he's not stopped, therefore the play doesn't get blown dead. And then after that, there's the secondary surge, and that pushes him over.
Yeah, I agree with you, Connor.
Hold on a second.
Mike's absolutely right. That's what the rule says, but I think in its application right now,
it's different.
It's slightly confused.
I would agree with you.
Sometimes.
Hold on a second, Jack.
Sometimes it keeps going.
Hold on a second, Jack. If you go to bucks.tv, the stream is on there. We're just doing a watch along. We're all watching it and commenting on it as it goes. But bucks.tv stream will be on there. You have to sign in, but you will find it. Currently 21-0 to Loughborough. You're like this.
Yes, I do. Josh, get yourself signed up and we'll have a chat. Oh,
well, Josh, how does it feel to know that you're about to become a TikTok meme? How does it feel?
Yeah, that's true. That's a very good show. LJMU did really, really well this year, though. Like, they were a good side. Got some good talent.
Yeah, considering if you look at last year, so they're one of the ones that, like, if you look back at the rankings that I did last year. Oh no!
There's some definite contact down here that doesn't get called. There's some contact on 10 there that doesn't get called, and I don't. Again, it's this bump contact until the ball's in the air that I just don't like.
Oh, come on! Like, I do like Portsmouth. Like, they got some good guys in there that love a bit of the old banter. They've got
Who came up with the ball at the end though? Because it was fumbled, I think, right at the end.
Like it just the replay cut out for me just before they let it.
Yeah, Portsmouth got it back. Portsmouth offense still on the field, and now with the first.
That's going to be a first down, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Not too bad.
In the end, the result was better than it could have been.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lucky break for Portsmouth. I just want to see some Portsmouth points on the board because again, the game's not out of reach. But
no, it's not out of reach. But at the moment, if you were sort of having to bet your house, where would you go?
Right, the Amazon man. Yeah. The Amazon man came. What happened? What did I miss?
What you missed was an interception thrown by Portsmouth, run back, fumbled, and recovered by Portsmouth.
Okay. Interesting. And end of third quarter.
There you go. It's getting away again. It's not out of the realm of possibility yet, but I don't know. There you go. You got some more from your newest sign up. As long as MMU beat Fury next year, then being meme doesn't matter. Fury had a great year, but as of right now, no QB for next year.
I knew that actually. Yeah, it's a tricky one. I knew that you guys had your QB was in your last year.
Right. Right. So I'm sorry to you two, but as I said, we got guests coming in and out, and unfortunately, we've got some guests, and they are from the Gloucestershire Gladiators. So let's.
We'll draw below.
Why are you guys in your kitchen? Got Josh
so
Ricketts, Jack Orange,
time. See?
No, don't show the game.
It's a fumble from.
How are you, Ricketts?
We're good. How are you?
How are you guys finding this? Are you surprised by what's going on here?
Are
you surprised by what's going on here?
Yes and no. Yeah, yes and no. I thought Loughborough would do well, but I thought Portsmouth would have scored by now.
It's certainly an interesting one. Like how did the Ricketts, you went to All Stars? Did the Portsmouth guys seem like sort of happy there? Because I know there were some they were living life.
I didn't really get to see many of them because obviously I'm on defense, but the number 19 was a lot bigger in person and he looks big on film. So yeah. The giant.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Of
course, I'm coming.
Yeah. Gorange, what are your thoughts? Do you have any thoughts? Do you know what's going on?
About Portsmouth and stuff.
Well, there was a lot of Portsmouth at the All Stars trials, and they were all pretty good, to be fair. I mean, I would probably expect them to be like the score to be a little bit closer.
I don't like that punt there.
I'll be honest. I'll tell you one thing. I'm surprised that there were a lot of Portsmouth people at the All-Star trials, because my understanding is that was a full contact trial.
Yeah.
And you're doing that 2 days before a national final. I can tell you that if we had not been eliminated in the semi-final, I was heading for a discussion with my players about what they did about the All-Star trial.
So, Steve, we had a lot of guys at All-Star from Loughborough in the north, and we had a pre-agreement that they would do the non-contact drills and the EDD stuff and the Skelly stuff, but no, they didn't scrimmage in full. So after we'd done the initial stuff, they de-kitted, and we'd seen enough of them. Plus, they sent us film so we could have a look at.
Yeah, I'll be honest, Connor. That was where I was heading to. Basically saying to him, "Don't take your shoulder pads."
Yeah, that was the agreement we had, and so we had 10 or 12 Loughborough guys who came and then de-kitted pre-scrim. So
yeah. But as it was, they got to do whatever
it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. I'm very pleased that the All-Star game was put on, though, despite the doubts about it early on, because last year, he's pulled a hamstring.
He's popped.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gone. Oh, poor kid. Oh
my God.
Jeez. Oh.
It's either hamstring or calf. Something bad there.
Oh, mate, that's gutting. Oh.
Yeah,
he's taking that all the way if he doesn't pull up there. That's it's just not nice to see at all. Oh, don't replay it.
No, non-contact injuries are one of the more scary things in football.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing.
As he tried to turn the Jets on, he pulled something.
I'll tell you one thing. That injury doesn't happen on grass.
Yeah, that's why Bournemouth play on grass. Or as we call it, 1G.
But it is a discussion, though. It's a discussion in the NFL at the minute. More teams are moving back. They're moving back to turf-based pitches because of player injuries.
Yeah, the problem is with our country, you rely on turf a lot of the time in order to get the games on.
Yeah, the all-weather pitches mean that a lot more games get played than would necessarily. I get it.
I say our country.
Do you think in the next few years they'll see a change of venue for the? Do you think they'll change of venue for national championships for the next few years? Or are they going to continue to have it? Obviously, Nottingham's huge.
Would you do that when Nottingham's facilities are so good?
You don't need to. Yeah, I don't think you need to. I think it makes sense having it there with the facilities and everything.
Yeah, I mean, unless somewhere else builds a great facility and wants a turn,
The only potential is if Loughborough and the NFL do, start investing in the academy properly, and you get a purpose-built facility there at some point. That's the only thing I can think, and only time I can see it moving. Also, in terms of
exactly what I was thinking.
The general country, it's a very good place to have it. It's very in the middle of everything.
Yeah, and it's a great facility. So, it's not broken, don't fix it. I remember back in the day when BAFA were trying to organise the university finals, it got shopped around to different places, and trying to sort of semi-build a stadium at one point. This is a great thing. Maybe not the best for spectators. That's the only thing.
Yeah, it's an odd one spectator-wise, isn't it?
Good eye from behind the cage.
Yeah, if there was a field of this standard with a grandstand,
I think
I'll be honest, Tilsley Park in Abingdon, Oxford Saints ground, is a really nice place.
Yeah, that's true. The only other one I can think of as well that could potentially be used because it has a stadium is Bellevue in Manchester, because they've got the basketball there, they've got a lot of the sports there.
Wasn't there something about not being able to use the stand because they'd only hired the pitch though?
What do you mean?
At the Speedway Stadium.
Yeah.
And of course you got the Speedway track in between as well. So
yes, you've got the Speedway track in between, but it's still a good stadium. Like and
it's an 80-yard field as well.
That is the issue. You're right. I forgot about that. But there would be enough room each side if they moved the goalposts to make it 100-yard field.
Yeah.
There is enough room, I think, because I think that's their plan, because they were going to have to look to move, but I think they're keeping it as is.
Gladiators, how's varsity training going? Are you going to win?
Yeah, we'll win.
Yeah.
Training's going wow. Yeah, wow. We'll just say that. Wow.
Very well.
You're not playing, Tabs?
Ooh, close.
Nah, he tends to be injured again.
No, work will fundamentally not give me the day off. No, I'm actually not injured. My foot's actually all right now, but it won't give me the day off. What do you mean injured again? I wasn't injured for all reason. Only emotionally injured.
Tebs, will the uniform allow you to play with a different coloured foot, though?
We should mention that Loughborough have put their backup QB in.
And just scored a field goal.
Have they? Oh.
And kicked the field goal.
Yeah. I'm. With 6 minutes left, I have a possibility to say
it's pretty much done, isn't it?
Yeah. She's not singing, but she's certainly warming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Blasting out "Call on Me." What a tune. It's so mad because like Loughborough have like been a very top flight team for a while, so it's honestly it's good to see him. It's good to finally do it. Falls, how's your toast? I need to give me a review out of 5.
Review of your tasting, mate. Oh, it's brilliant. Very nice. Thank you.
What's in it?
Out of 5? 5 out of 5.
What's in it? Yeah, you got what's in it? Is it just cheese, or are you jazzed it up a bit?
Cheese and ham, mate. It's a meal deal.
Oh, cool, man.
Is that a meal deal sandwich that you've then toasted?
I can't hear it. Is it a meal deal sandwich you just toasted? Yeah, basically.
Fucking hell.
I can't cook. I can't do anything.
Fucking hell.
He didn't even know what.
To be fair, Connor, he genuinely can't do anything. Like he can't breathe and walk at the same time.
So anyway, I've got a bit of sympathy for Portsmouth because I know they had a really hard semi-final.
That's it. It's.
Tom pizza. No.
I would just like to see some points on the board here from Portsmouth. I know it's difficult because like obviously they're showing the sideline shots and like players' heads are like officially down. It's not if they're down now, but just give me something because like getting
right now it's like come on, let's just for our pride's sake, let's put some points on the board. Let's not get shot out.
Throw it around a little
100%.
bit, like have a goal. Like it feels like from most of the game and even most of the second half, they've been very conservative.
So I think somebody from rugby is operating the
flea flicker,
the score because I think they only added 2 points for the field goal.
They did, yeah, they have. Unlike our one that's at the bottom of the
scored.
So if you are watching the stream, if you are watching the stream currently, the score at the bottom of our one is correct. Again, I'm not slagging anyone streaming the Lord, but also it is 24-0.
Stop running the fucking ball.
Good little run there.
Like air it out a little bit. Have a goal.
Yeah, it's a good run, but you know, 7
You're
minutes.
24 points down.
Oh no, Kieran's apparently telling us that Kieran's telling us that we're wrong. They missed the extra point.
Did they?
Oh, it's picked up. Oh, it's tipped into the receiver's hands.
Oh no, PTSD that.
Do you guys remember that?
When did they miss the extra point?
I don't think they did.
I don't think they did.
Apparently on their last TD, coach.
Really?
Oh,
no, I don't think they did
funny.
either.
No, I don't think they did. I think it is 24-0 because it was 21.
It came up as 24 to start with, and then it dropped. Some rugby person leaned on his shoulder and said, "No, it's only 2 for the kick."
Down.
It was 21, wasn't it? Like,
yeah, it was 21.
This isn't the official stream. This is,
and then somebody from Nottingham's rugby team was standing there and said, "No, you only put 2 on for a kick."
Oh,
is it just me or has this game gone really quickly?
It's 12-minute quarters, and if you're running the ball,
problem with
that's what happens.
Yeah, fair.
Okay, do you want me to relate my story about why I hate 12-minute quarters?
Yeah, go on.
12-minute quarters only ever happened in European football because the Germans needed to fit their TV schedule, right? It's not NCAA. This is
no, I know it's NCAA.
12-minute quarters is high school football, and these guys are young adults. They should be playing 15-minute quarters.
Yeah, I agree.
See, Kieran, I would agree with what you're saying, but the score did say 21 before that 3-point was kicked.
Yeah, It did.
So
definitely.
I'm
And
going
then it went up-
by what
then
they
it went
said.
up to, then it went up to 24.
Knowing
And then
Kieran, he's probably right, though, to be fair. Like, he'll probably have
Oh,
watched it.
so it's just that they. Yeah, it's more so it's more so like where the stream was wrong earlier, and now they've corrected it. Is what's happened there, I'd imagine. Yeah.
Double coverage.
So I'm going to. Oh,
All right, Chrissy T, how's it going?
oh my God! Look at his haircut. Honest,
Oh,
mad.
shut up, Seb.
Honest haircuts.
Oh.
Mad haircuts on stream. Mad hairline. Mad hairlines on stream. Mad.
Hi. Okay.
Yeah, Kieran's right.
No,
Kieran's right.
I
Loughborough
just
pushed their extra point wide after the third TD.
again, I want to point out, ladies and gentlemen, that I was going by the score that the stream was
It was on
telling
the
me
screen.
21, and then I added 3 onto it. So it's not me this
Yeah.
time. It's not me being thick. It is someone else being thick, making me look thick.
Yeah, but as you know, Ted, it's a difficult thing to do, isn't it?
Oh, it's difficult. Normally it's all me. Honestly, the
Well-
amount of people who are asking me, like, when am I doing my postseason rankings? When I've got time. When I've got time. That's the answer. Oh,
Well,
snap! Don't know anything about that.
To be honest, don't the results determine the postseason rankings anyway? It's not a lot of work to do.
Right. Talk me through this. It's 3rd and 5, now 4th and something.
Basically, yeah.
You're down 24 points. Why are you running the ball?
Because when they were throwing
Because
it wasn't so good.
Oh, pass.
Can't run the ball either, though.
That's a good job, though, right there. So first down, they're going to get. Hopefully, they're going to get a consolation score.
yeah, I just want to see some points on the board here.
I didn't see any Loughborough people there. Didn't see any Loughborough people there.
That's because you're South, mate.
Yeah, because Simon, it's a north-south final. That's the point.
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
Hopefully, though, Loughborough are now letting all their people play, so they can say they played in the final.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Was that intercepted?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Like it's, I think the fat lady singing.
Toronto fumbled.
The
That's horrible.
The goose is cooked.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. Oh. Do you know anything about that, Gorange?
He had 0 fumbles this year.
Zero fumbles. No, he hasn't.
Yeah. Nah, it wasn't him that fumbled it at basketball. It was Snelly. Snelly dropped.
Oh, fair enough.
Only sat on his leading the team in.
Oh, what a huge run as well. Yeah. So Loughborough have won. Let's get that out of the way. You know, again, fair enough to Loughborough. They've been right on the edge of being a fantastic team for so long, and it's just done it now. And I think them in the Prem is going to be a very scary sight next year, I reckon.
This will be us in 2 years' time. I will be here, mate. So
Yeah, that's why I might do well.
That's it for us, but who will still be here? Me.
Ted's will be knocking around the bush.
yeah, exactly. Part of the team, mate.
Ted's will be the wide receiver at that point.
Paul will give us first shot.
Yeah, I'll probably be resitting, so I'll be playing a couple more years.
Gosler's nose will be the
Phoenix will be QB.
He was running back next year. He wants to be. I want a tennis spoon, but you know, I'm not getting one.
Why would you want to cut your penis in half, Simon? Fucking hell.
Yeah, that's a 2-minute warning.
We'll put back in.
Yeah.
What are you cooking?
I'm very, very surprised. Very, very surprised.
I'm surprised it's
Again, it's
looking
just
like
Loughborough are
it's
just so well rounded. Yeah. Loughborough are so well rounded. Like, it's going to be interesting to see like how many people they lose next year. But then obviously having that sort of draw of having like the NFL Academy there. Though I do agree with the sense that I don't think it's going to affect Uniball quite as much as people think it is. But it's still a good enough draw to get people to go to Loughborough.
That's disappointing when the other team's kneeling out the clock and you go offside. That's not great. So you create a first down.
I mean, you know, credit to Loughborough, like, you know, still calling out defense chance when you're this far in. You know, it is. You know, they're taking it on the. Yeah, this is. I did not expect this at all.
Oh, he's gone.
Go on, just.
He's got nice boots.
That's a touchdown, I think.
Good old Flaggy on the play though, so.
Was that
Such a nice family photo from Gloucestershire.
Was that a trip, do you think, Connor?
Seen him called, I've seen him not.
Yeah, right at the end now. I think I couldn't see anything else.
We got illegal formation from the offense on Mark.
Thinks it's illegal formation for what?
But the flag's right downfield where the runner.
Yeah, it wouldn't be illegal.
There's two.
There was
two. There was two.
Here we go. Illegal motion from the offense. Tripping.
Yeah, trip. Yeah.
So it's offsetting penalties.
Offset, play, do it all again.
Replay.
Yeah.
You can with that tripping one. I've seen them called. I've seen them not. Like it's tripping's a hard one, especially it's easier to call in open field, but like if you're getting you're a DB and you're getting blocked by a receiver, you're just trying to rip. You're doing anything you can. That leg flies out, even inadvertently.
Yeah, but I do think they do need to try and eradicate sliding tackles, basically.
Yeah, it's that's poor form. That is really poor form.
Puff spell.
It's also dangerous. So.
Very.
And if you listen to the commentary, number 6 for Loughborough has got the MVP, Niall Simpson. Not Henry Rowland, as if you watched my stream that I kept confusing because I was really far away and their numbers on their jerseys are really close. All right, leave it out.
My mum really enjoyed that game when you were commentating.
Yeah, and she's having to go at me for being cold. Like, your mum can leave it out.
Do you like your meal deal?
It was cold. It was. I didn't. If a meal deal gets bought for me, who am I to say? That's it. For me to commentate, my rider is a meal deal. I won't come unless there's a meal deal.
Doesn't he always get the worst right meal deal in the bus, doesn't he?
Yeah, it tends to have some bad meal deal reviews.
Tebs' go-to meal deal,
Oh,
so we got to bring a
you-
meal deal to every away. Tebs gets cheese and ham sandwich, a packet of ready.
That's not true. This isn't true. This is baseless accusations.
Or you have ham, just plain ham, or cheese.
Just ham, water, and ready salted crisps.
Tabs does anything that says triple on the end of it.
You loved my Plymouth one.
What was
To 9 cans of Bud Light seltzer.
Which then you weren't allowed to drink on the bus back.
We had him in the shower.
To be honest, I'm not sure about throwing passes at this stage. To be honest, the game's done. 23-0 up. Just run that clock out.
If you're
Portsmouth, it's not needed, is it?
If you're Portsmouth, though, you want to put an exclamation point on it.
If you're Loughborough, you mean?
Sorry, yeah, Loughborough.
I see. I don't. The exclamation point is I've got the trophy. Right, that's the exclamation point. You don't need to make it 30 points. I don't get that. To be honest, it's like just accept the fact that you've done them and give them some respect and say, right, I'm just going to run the clock out.
I mean, there is the other argument, which is that you put a backup QB in, you want to get him a touchdown.
Yeah, what for next week? Who are they playing?
I know. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just giving the other side.
It's a bold strategy. It's a bold strategy, don't we?
Yeah, I just think it's not necessary.
Oh, they're calling a timeout, really?
Yeah, now it feels a bit dickheadish. Like, I'll give you that. Like,
yeah,
it's borderline, and now they've called the timeout because the receiver was short. Like, yeah, I don't like
this
that.
is bold. It's not a.
Good 100%.
You think it's a receiver?
This is mad.
Come on, man.
It feels like getting guys who haven't had a snap on a snap.
So
like that.
now they're gonna kneel it out.
No,
No,
another new quarterback in QB sneak. Quarterback sneak.
Yeah, unnecessary.
Push him in, touchdown.
That'll be it. No need for the extra point. It's over.
Wow.
Done.
Well, I'm surprised
So
with the shutout. I'll say that.
Yeah.
So what? 29-0, yeah.
Yeah.
It will finish 29-0.
That's mad. They did it on the last play of the game.
QB sneak on the last play of the game.
Well, I think it looked like a tight end actually. Looked like tight end sneak.
I'm not.
I mean, congratulations to Loughborough.
Yeah,
like that. Like Loughborough shut out Portsmouth.
Connor, I don't
29-0.
think they've got a quarterback wearing 85.
No, that's true. Yeah, it's tight. Well, I just don't think they had a quarterback on the field.
But congratulations to them. They played a good game, and hard luck on Portsmouth. But their season's still a great success, so they shouldn't get too down about it.
You know, like it's still from like losing 2 games, but still making the Prem. That's immense. You know, it's like that doesn't happen like regularly. But you know, Loughborough have done it. Loughborough are done undefeated. They've completed it, and they're coming home with some medals. And you know, it sets us up very, very interesting. Didn't see the shutout coming.
No,
at all. But again, still a fantastic season from Portsmouth. And
yeah, there's only one thing. There's only one thing worse than losing a final, and that's losing a semi-final.
All quarters.
Ricketts, we don't talk about it. I've had to explain on stream. Connor said, "Why haven't you watched the Reading film back?" And I'm like, I don't want to depress myself. Why would I want that?
With a total of 2 people all game. Like no catches the whole game.
I wasn't playing.
Gorringe made 1 tackle against me.
That's the problem with us. We all tackle each other.
No, you all tackled me? Oh, I tackled you, to be fair. Twice. That wasn't my fault. Was a hit in the back.
It's going to be interesting to see like how Portsmouth, because Portsmouth, they call themselves the U. They got like the Miami Hurricanes logo.
Right. I was very confused. I've been trying to work it out.
You didn't sat there the whole time. You're not selling the Gladiators on this stream very well, are you?
The team of low IQs.
No high IQs.
If it does tabs every live stream, it's not exactly 7.
I thought it just stood for university.
Don't talk, for just don't talk.
We need to media train you.
I'm not media
You're
trained.
ruining it. So realistically, ladies and gentlemen, like, you know, number 6 for Loughborough, Noel Simpson is the MVP of the game. But that's sort of it. You know, I wish that we could sort of have you know, more sort of to talk about here, but it is a shutout for Loughborough. And when it comes to games like this, there's not too much to talk about. It's a shame that Portsmouth couldn't do anything. Loughborough, obviously, they're undefeated, shutout in the final. Couldn't ask for a better end of the season for Loughborough. But yeah, it's I wish there was sort of more to talk about. It's more just a shame, and you know, we've hopefully, I suspect the Prem final won't look like this. I suspect it. I have picked Nottingham to win. Connor and Dylan have picked the Bullets. I've been told to burn my Bullets shirt because I don't deserve it for picking Nottingham Gold.
Okay, Tebs,
I'm going to sort of wait for Connor to get back. And then,
Tebs, thanks for having me on. I'm going to hop off.
yeah, hold on, Rains, is there anything you want to plug before you go?
Oh, yeah. There's a game at the weekend in Iceland. The Solent Thrashers versus Einherjar, the local team. It will be streamed. Get a look. If Tebs can afford the fare, he'll be commentating on it. Because they're looking for an English commentator at the moment.
Why am I only finding this out on Tuesday?
Right. I wrote to Steve.
Steve didn't tell me. I'd love to go to Iceland, commentate a game.
Yeah, you
have
can
a great time.
You can fly from Bristol, be back in time for the Division 2 final. £236. There you go.
That's not bad, actually. Mm-hmm.
No.
Interesting.
There you go.
Ryan,
Easy jet out, Iceland Air back. Apparently, no, EasyJet both ways. Sorry.
Perfect. Double leg room. If I'm commentating, I want that extra space. But, yeah, thank you very much for coming on, Coach. It's
Okay.
been great having you on and sort of having that
You're
perspective
welcome.
on everyone.
You're welcome. Say hello to Dylan for me.
Oh, I will do. He's floating around somewhere in London. God bless him.
Okay. Alrighty.
All right. Thank you very much, Coach.
Cheers now. Bye.
All right, Gloucestershire. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to stay on for the break between the games. I'm going to come back on for Bullets versus Gold. But just as people are finding out, scoreline 29-0, Loughborough over Portsmouth. Gladiators, is there anything that you want to plug before I pull the plug on this stream?
What about our predictions for the game this evening?
Okay, no, go on then. No, genuinely.
Yeah, let's get some predictions in.
I meant varsity, but you can do that as well.
Oh, varsity.
Come watch us if you want. Yeah.
No, do predictions first and then do it.
Go on.
UE to win.
No, he said for varsity.
No, we're doing not UE game.
UE to win 30-10.
I'm going to go UE 24.
I'm going to go with Nottingham. I don't know why, but I'm going to do it.
Score?
Simon?
No score.
UE 16.
What awful picks. All picking against me. Disgusting. Hate it.
I've gone for Nottingham.
But again, the two.
Oh, wait. Oh, hold on. Has Fours picked with me? Oh, I'm fucked.
I've gone for Nottingham.
Oh, Christ.
Has changed his mind.
I've changed my mind now. So,
do you have a score prediction for varsity for us?
that's a good question.
He stops eating.
Yeah. 36-12.
Oh,
2 Gloucester.
Sure.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I think they'll get some points on the board. Won't score their 2 points.
Who's going to concede it? Defense or offense for us?
Offense again.
Offense again.
Sure.
Leave me alone, man. I'm injured. Where is it? When is it?
Sunday.
In Worcester, Droitwich Park or something.
Droitwich Rugby Club.
Droitwich Rugby Club. Thank you very much, Mike. 1 p.m. on Sunday at Droitwich Rugby Club, Gloucester versus Worcester. Cheese versus sauce, the classic. Mike, if you're about later, please do join us. It's great having you to talk to. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming on for this watch along. We will be back in a couple of hours for the sort of penultimate game, I guess, of the entire season, because we got Div 2 on Sunday, because Div 2's the main event. That's why it's last. We've got the Bullets versus the Gold. We'll have more people on, hopefully more guests. Hopefully guests that don't heat their own meal deals, which is fucking weird. But but yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, and I'll see you in an hour or so. I'm gonna have dinner, probably. I guess.
Oil valve.
What are you doing?
Oh
shit! I've dropped my mouse. Oh fuck! Hold on. Hold on. Right, I'll see you in a bit, people.